All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Shema Shai by Shema Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip and then add some precepts.
To the latest on the war in Ukraine and Vladimir Putin under pressure as protests break out across Russia. More than 1,000 arrested after Putin's order to call up more troops. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raditz, has more for us this morning. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Michael. This morning, President Putin making clear he will not back down in Ukraine despite significant setbacks, not only reminding the world that Russia has nuclear weapons, but calling up hundreds of thousands of men to join the war effort, a move that prompted widespread protests. This morning, more than 1,000 Russian protesters detained by Russian police after taking to the streets. Young men chanting, "I don't want to die for Putin." Mothers screaming, "Send Putin to the trenches, let our children live." This after President Putin suddenly announcing he would call up 300,000 men for military service after his massive losses in Ukraine. Putin called the move necessary and urgent, causing not only protests, but panic. Within hours of the speech, citizens flooding the airports, with nearly all international flights out of Russia sold out. President Biden at the UN.
Right, man. So Russia is calling upon 300,000 troops, which is supposed to be, according to other news sources, 1.1% of Russia's what is it reservist army, because in actuality ultimately they have at least 30 million or so troops that they can call in on hand. And I got that from reading other news. It's like on RT, whatever the case may, on RT. But you know, it might be a little more, it might be a little less from what they're saying. But um, there's a prophecy because it's getting close. This war between Russia and Ukraine is turning up, or it turns up and then it turns down, then it turns back up. But the U.S., along with other little nations, have their hand in it from helping supply Ukraine or whatever other actions they're doing that they're not speaking on. That's why Russia keep announcing that he's if he has to, he's going to use nuclear missiles. But that's Bible prophecy, man. So I'm gonna get this precept, and I had another one, but I just forgot it. This is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against God, against Russia, and say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God. So the Lord is against Russia. The Russians are just another Edomite group, so to speak. It says the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee. Right, so Russia's five other parts are going to join in the war effort. So this is just like another example of getting close to this prophecy being fulfilled. But if you thought that the fact that them going into Ukraine was just going to be it, and it was going to get done quick, or it wasn't going to be no extra escalation after the Ukrainian event or war, then you sadly mistaken. This is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 2. And I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, or bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. And this is during the Third World War, because Russia and Israel are going to be fighting in this Third World War, which is the Battle of Armageddon, with the U.S. and Russia and his allies. And America's allies are going to turn on America. That's all Bible prophecy. But this is just things continuously rolling according to the scripture. So I don't want to take it too deep. Just to bring out this precept. Nope. As a matter of fact, I just remembered the other precept called Law Yabashima Shai, because this is coming to America. See, they said they what they did was went to the reservists first to recruit troops, and now they're saying when it first started to happen, then now they're saying that they implemented a draft, and then other news stations were saying that they're not going to draft anyone who hasn't already been at war and who hasn't already, got the experience. I understand why they would say that, but ultimately, it's through the spirit of power. How about Shemar Shai, who's going to be going to that war, and the same thing that's coming to the USA. This is just an example. You see how the women out there protesting, "Don't send my son, my husband to war." Now them bitches, over there with no protection, you know, no servants, all alone, and that's gonna come to the U.S. and a lot of women are gonna be put to death during them times and raped and etc. And a lot of women gonna take heed to the scriptures, and come up under one man like how they supposed to according to the Bible. But this is give me 1 second. Second Ezra 16:34. I'm gonna start at 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And what you see, the women out there protesting, is a prime example of this precept. It says, "In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord." Right, man. This is for us to get the understanding. Hear now these things. Oh, it's like it. 36. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake, right, which is part of the image of the beast. Jake coming in that spirit of believing in other gods, which is not going to save them. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And these are examples. And as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. Right, you women know how childbirth is. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So this is what's going on over there in Russia, man, and this is exactly what's going to come to America. Um, Verse 40, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Right, so man, in that time and in the times that we're in, in the times to come, you got to be ready to be a pilgrim. You got to be ready to get up and move, man. So instead of just sitting idle in one place, man, you're going to have to, some brothers might have to be in the wilderness, etc., man. So with that being called law, y'all, we of the elect, we going to make it through or get an honorable death. So, with that being said, call all Yabba Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.